Hello, and welcome back to Questionmark,
the podcast in which we answer your questions, talk about our favorite movies, and whatever the heck else we're interested in this week.
Let's get right into it.
I'm ready to do some podcasting.
Cowabunga, dude.
It's been a whole week since I podcasted.
A whole
you know
week.
what's also interesting is that when this goes live, I will have just gotten back from the most amazing trip of my life, or the worst of my life, depending. I feel like I'm going to go all out on this trip. It's either going to be the worst or the best. I'm hoping the best, otherwise...
Really you have to tune in next time to see how Finn's trip
Tune in
was.
next week, but technically this is going to go after my week. So if you want to go to our channel, youtube.com/finsgames, if you're already here, that's awesome too. But you can watch all the vlogs. All those vlogs have already been posted, so you guys can let me know from the past, in the future, how my future is going to be. Yeah,
I'm tempted to get you to repeat that, but I won't.
No, I say it again. They're letting...
I won't.
You won't. You literally won't. Okay. All right.
I will not let you say that again.
Good enough. Go ahead.
So, how was your week?
Oh, yeah. I have to say, my week was hopefully really good. But the week prior, aka the one that I'm actually recording this in, it was pretty good. It sort of the whole week was dawning on me that I'm leaving for this amazing trip that just happened. I'm sorry, guys. I'm talking like that. This is so weird.
Stop it!
This is what happens when you pre-record podcasts. But yeah, no, it was a pretty good week. It was mostly just me like scrambling, recording videos. I did a lot of video recording, a lot of late nights, a lot of staying up, a lot of staying up until it was sunny and there was birds, and I just didn't want to go back to bed. It was like 6, 7 a.m.
Basically, we're nocturnal.
I was nocturnal for this whole past week, so I got nothing interesting except for just nighttime. You know,
that's fun.
That was the only interesting thing that happened. That it was just night all the time.
I got a lot of people ask me where you were, and I always said that you were working.
Yeah, I was working. I was sleeping
because he was recovering from the work he did at nighttime, but people just aren't around here at like midnight.
Yeah.
So I just lied.
So when anyone comes by,
I white lied and told them that you were working.
When anyone comes by, chances are I'm asleep and not working because I seem to have shifted my schedule to only working at night. So yeah. I usually wake up at like probably 2 or 3 o'clock nowadays. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to get better.
It's weird how
this
society
week's been bad.
Just doesn't seem to accept that. It's like
it is weird.
If you get up, if you're asleep in the morning. Like, even if you like are asleep until like 10 or something, society is like,
they're like, wow, what a lazy. And it's true. There is something about getting up in the morning that no matter what, if someone is up early in the morning, like, wow, what a go-getter. Look at him. He's getting up early in the morning. But like, even if you get no sleep, even if you get like 3 hours of sleep a day, you know, like you're getting no sleep and you're staying up all night. If those 3 hours of sleep are like in the morning, it's like, oh my gosh, look at him. He's lazy.
It's weird how that works though, because in theory, it should be exactly the same. If you're staying up for as long, then you should get as much work done. But something about getting up with the sun is something with us humans.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Interesting. So how was your week? Because my week just consisted of that.
My week was awful.
Yeah, awful week.
Overall decent, but what made it awful is I had to use a slot-headed screwdriver.
Wow.
Or
it ruined your whole week.
It ruined my whole week. Those things are so frustrating.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Father's Day.
Yep.
This Sunday or last Sunday,
or last Sunday, depending on when this goes up.
Depending on when you're listening to it, when this goes up,
or when you're listening. They could be listening.
Can we just agree that we're gonna pretend that the podcast goes up like the day we record it? When we're recording.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Just so we don't confuse the audience and ourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so it was Father's Day this week.
Was it though?
Yeah,
let's think about
last Sunday.
This is going up on Sunday. Is this? Today,
yesterday,
Father's this, so it would technically be last week then, because Sunday to Sunday would be like it'd be last Sunday.
Oh, I see. So
it was Father's Day last Sunday.
Last Sunday, yes,
it
was Father's Day last.
Not
Sunday.
this Sunday that's going up, but the last Sunday. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got that straightened out. Okay. So anyway, it was Father's Day. So,
wait, it was Monday. Sunday. Yeah,
Sunday. Yeah. Okay. So my little brother Nico, like even a week before Father's Day, came up to me like, we should clean up his garage for Father's Day.
That's always a good gift, yeah.
It was like a mess because like he's been working, he's been so busy, hasn't had a chance to clean it. So we go and just spend the whole day cleaning up his garage. Is an awesome gift. He was so happy with it. Glad I did it.
So it sounds good so far, yeah.
Pretty good. However, there were these old cabinets in there that the little magnetic strips weren't working properly. They weren't connecting when you close the cupboard.
Right, so like you close the cupboard, so it's a magnet.
So I had to adjust them. And the screws that they used were slot
screwdrivers, and then R.I.P. Skies
And because you only have one axis, it was awful. And so I discovered why. You know how like there's a Phillips and a Red Robbie? Like so like Phillips is like a star head and Red Robbie is like a square head.
Yeah.
There's no name for slot head. I think the guy who invented it just does not want to put his name
he does not.
He's like embarrassed
because
at how awful his invention works.
Yeah, his name would be like on the lips of everyone in frustration around the world. He didn't want that. He didn't want everyone to be yelling like, "Gosh dang you, John's head screwdriver!" You know. He's like, I'm just gonna not even put my name on that one.
Exactly.
Actually, it's possible that it wasn't invented, and it was just that's just how screws were. Like everyone just kind of like it was like wasn't really one man who started.
Oh no! It's not. He does not want his name behind it. He does not want his name behind that screwdriver.
All right. Well, that was a lot of talk about screwdrivers. Who would have thought we'd talk about screwdriver for so long?
Talking about screws, there's a lot of like. It sounds dirty a lot. I was telling Mom, I was like, yeah, I really hate slot heads.
Slot heads.
And it sounds so bad.
I know, dude. It's just slot heads, man.
And then, screwing it in.
Yeah, quit screwing around with slot heads. My gosh, let's move on. Wow, yeah.
It sounds so bad.
We should definitely veer off of that conversation and move on to the fact that we did not watch any cool movies this week. But I'm breaking our first rule, which was that we were going to not talk about how this is in the future. But in the future, I will have watched Finding Dory, but I haven't watched it yet. But when this goes up, I will have watched it, which is kind of sad.
He broke the first rule of podcasts, folks.
I broke the podcasting rule.
It's the only rule we ever made on the show, and you just broke it.
But anyway, I'm hoping it's going to be really good. The reviews look good. I'm hoping.
You broke it like minutes after we made it.
Yeah, okay, well. So anyway, what we decided to do, I've written down in our show notes. We have like show notes. It's so professional. So I see written down in my show notes here.
iTunes.
We're on iTunes. We have show notes. It says here that the movie summary is going to be about Lord of the Rings.
Whoa!
One of our favorite.
Imagine that.
I mean, is it our favorite? Let's get into a review and see.
Yes, shall we?
So you can start.
So you start off with this Hobbit.
Whoa. I feel like we should start a new thing where instead of just starting off, you say Lord of the Rings. You know?
Yes.
You know?
Lord of the Rings. A tale about people who are short and have huge feet.
Yes. We start out in the Lord of the Rings in a beautiful place called the Shire, where you're not sure if everyone is children or just small people. It's a little odd.
And we follow this one particular hobbit called Frodo, who inherits this magical ring from his crazy uncle.
That either makes it so that the whole world turns into a giant eye and is very scary, or it makes you invisible, which could be really handy. I'm not sure which one. It seems to change as the movie goes.
And so he has this ring that is somehow all of the power of evil manifested in this ring. And so he goes along, and evil is trying to get this ring so that it could be evil. And he has to destroy the ring so that evil is no longer a thing in Middle-earth.
Yeah, it's getting a little more convoluted as we go. But long story short, he takes that ring and a dwarf tries to smash it with a hammer, and that doesn't go well.
Yes.
So they try and bring it to a mountain to throw it in the lava. That doesn't go very well, but it ends up okay.
And they get saved by eagles at the last minute. Which a lot of people argue that they could have used those in the beginning instead of, walking
all the way,
that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyway, they destroy evil, and then he goes back and then has to sail away for some reason.
In a ship, yeah.
In a ship.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they went back and then showed how the ring was made. That's a whole other movie for a whole other story. So yeah, that's Lord of the Rings. That's how it all happened.
Yep. I'd say 5 out of 5 stars for me.
5 out of 5, yeah, absolutely. I would say 9 out of 5 if you could.
If it was possible.
Or 10 out of 5 if you could go that far.
If iTunes had that little extra if you could click further.
If you could just drag further past it, I would definitely do that because
for sure.
I would say
for Lord of the Rings, it's an amazing movie.
Yeah. As strange as it sounds, it's probably the best movie there ever was, and if you haven't seen it, then you're missing out.
Yep.
So I feel like that's how I want to say things now. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's the best thing that ever was.
That's the best thing that ever was.
The best thing that ever was. And you know what's also the best thing that ever was? You guys!
Woo-hoo!
You guys asked us a bunch of questions. So we're going to get into your questions. And this is the first time that you actually picked the questions. So I'm excited to see what you guys asked because I don't even know yet.
I basically just picked all the questions.
What?
No.
I'm going to go to the whole comment section. Oh my goodness. All right, well, we're starting off with a question from that odd girl Sophie. What a strange girl that odd girl Sophie is.
Sophie,
man,
so odd and strange.
If only you weren't so odd. But sometimes being a little odd can be a little bit. I don't know.
She lives in the county of Odd, in the town of Strange.
In the county of Odd, in the town of Strange.
And she happens to be a girl.
In the country of weirdness.
In the country of YouTube.
In the world of
YouTube.
Oh, in the world of YouTube. Okay, sure, that works. All right. And her question is, Finn, what's your favorite mug? It's kind of random, but you have this is a really good question. My favorite mug. My favorite mug is the one that I haven't made yet, but it's a question mark mug that I really want to make.
Oh, that was going to be my answer as well. It's one that I haven't made yet.
I want to make it
because I'm taking pottery lessons from our neighbor, and he's a very good potter.
See, I wouldn't want to make my own mug in that way. I've tried it before; it didn't go so well. So I just want to get one. I want to get a mug print. What?
Throwing mugs. That's what you call it when you put it on a wheel.
That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. I would be down for that. Can we throw some mugs?
And if you're not good at throwing mugs, then you get to throw it out.
But haven't you already thrown it?
Exactly. It's complicated.
That's really confusing. It's actually right now.
Also, I just want to. Whenever anyone mentions Harry Potter, we always think of our neighbor Jim because he is He's a
Potter.
He's a Potter.
He's an old Harry Potter.
He has a beard like Santa Claus.
So he's an old Harry Potter.
Just Harry Potter. He's a Harry Potter.
Yeah. He's a Harry Potter.
Yep.
All right, well, now that we got that weird simile out of the way,
sorry for that, people.
What is that called when you like the same things are the same but are different? Like
things are like other things.
Harry Potter's a name, but it's also a thing. You can be a Harry Potter.
Oh, a pun?
Whatever. I guess so. Sure, it's a pun.
Of sorts.
Anyway, I think my favorite mug right now that I actually have though is probably it'd be either my Razor mug, which I don't use anymore. I don't know where that is, but I really like that mug because it's like it says by gamers for gamers. I like a Razor. It's like one of the first mugs I got.
It's orange.
I love that one. No, but the Razor mug is green.
Oh, isn't it orange on the inside though?
No, the Good Mythical Morning mug is orange.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah. We have a Dumbo, folks. All right, so yeah, I'd say that's my favorite mug. How about you?
I would say my actual favorite mug right now is the one I'm holding. It's made by one of Jim's.
We've had enough about pottery. Let's just move on.
Pottery friends.
So the next question is from Pickles Graphics, and they say, "Sorry, I'm getting a little bored of your pottery talking." Next question.
Do you know what the best part about making pottery every day is?
Question.
I get to say every day, "Hey guys, guess what? I made a little pot today."
Okay, I'm done.
At the neighbors.
I'm leaving. It's over. I wonder if you can actually hear me when I'm doing that.
I wonder.
So yeah, I'm trying to move on. The next question is from
I won't let you.
Pickles Graphics, and they say, my question is, if you could be placed into one video game as the main character other than Minecraft, what game would you join? Oh, I know. We're just booming right in my head. Boom, I'm there.
Oh man, that's.
Do you know? Because I know.
That's a hard one for me.
I want to be Faith from the new Mirror's Edge game.
I was thinking about that too, actually. Like Mirror's Edge is so cool.
I've been watching people play it specifically. I've been watching just like walkthroughs. I watched PewDiePie play it. I watched people they got like the beta version. It was a little glitchy, but it was so cool. Like she's like running on the sides of walls and like jumping, and her outfit is so cool. Like got like those gloves and like it's so cool. Yeah. And she's like fighting all these like bad guys in this like futuristic world, and just like I just want it so bad. I haven't even gotten the game yet, but I just want to buy the game, and it's like. Costs $80 though, but I was like, it's worth it. I'm gonna do it. I have to do it someday.
I watched that. The only thing I've seen about the new game is I watched. Well, it wasn't about the new game technically, but I watched Game Theory's video where they did it in real life, sort of thing.
Yeah,
and that was so interesting to me because they went to a parkour gym sort of thing. I've been going to that for quite a while.
Yeah.
Kenny and stuff and our friends and. That was super interesting, and I thought, like, Mirror's Edge is actually really accurate to real life, and that's
pretty sick.
Makes
also, not only
is
it cool, but like it's not like it would be more fun in a way because like a lot of other games, whether it's like a first-person shooter game or it's like Assassin's Creed. Like Assassin's Creed is really cool, but like it's also in a world and a setting that feels like it could be kind of like you wouldn't want to actually live in that world.
Mirror's Edge, like you actually are trying to avoid. The enemy.
You have to try to avoid confrontation. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And
like
also,
you're not trying to just go
also like the world
people.
Seems pretty cool. Like it's all like futuristic and like cool and like
yeah.
I'd
rather. It has its problems.
Well, it has its problems, of course, but I'd rather go forward in time than back, honestly. So that's what I pick.
That's kind of been a trend on the internet lately. I've been seeing actually we live in the best time ever right now. Kind of like try to debunk that whole a lot of people say they want to live in the past, but no, you don't.
Yeah, past sucks.
And I get what they're saying, but there's still something in my heart that rebels against
even
though I know I'm wrong.
All right, moving on again. I'm just gonna, that's the theme. I'm gonna cut you off. Everything you're talking about. That sounds boring. I'm moving on.
Wait,
right.
I didn't get to say.
Oh yeah, gosh, I can't cut you off. You have to be able to.
I have to be able to answer. It's my right.
He has a right
answer this.
Oh, that's annoying. Okay, go ahead.
I really don't. It's really hard.
Yeah,
but I feel like
just going on those little corners, eating a little chomp.
I feel like maybe being just one of the people in Age of Empires.
What?
Just because I feel like it would be so interesting to see.
Interesting.
I would want to be a villager in Age of Empires.
It says as the main character.
Oh, snap.
Okay.
Shoot.
Steve.
That's from Minecraft.
Yeah, you can be Steve from Minecraft.
No, but she said other than Minecraft.
Oh, she did say that too. Gosh dang it.
All your rules are bending my mind. Okay, main character.
Good.
Main character.
See, I would say Overwatch because I really like Overwatch, but there's no main character.
There's no main character. I was gonna say maybe GLaDOS from Portal just because that would be kind of cool, but then she's not the main character.
No.
And I wouldn't want to teleport because I feel like that'd be killing me and then reassembling me. That whole.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Or is it teleport? Or is it just opening wormholes?
You asked the wrong man. You know what? You're taking too long to figure the answer. So
I don't know.
You don't know.
I think that's
See, the thing is, this guy doesn't play a lot of video games, and neither do I. But I play a little more video games, just a little bit more.
I feel like I should have an answer, but it's just not coming to me. Right now.
If you can't think of an answer, you pick Pac-Man. Think of all the food you get to eat, all the cherries, all the ghosts.
Do you know what? Fix-It Felix.
Is he the main character in the game? Yeah, sure.
He's the main character in his fictitious game.
Yeah, in his fictitious game. There you go. Moving on. Next question is from Mahatab I can't say that name. Mahatab Abdul Qasim. Moab, maybe it's Moab. Maybe it's just Mahatab. I don't know, but it's a really long name, and
it's very
whatever.
long.
And he asks, "Do you think you're cool?"
I feel like this is talking about the last podcast when I kind of put out there that we are both very not cool.
Right. I just also realized that I'm in very nicely center frame, and look where you're headed. You're like way the heck over there.
Oh yeah, I'm like going like this,
like way the heck over there.
Yeah,
you might as well just come there you go.
There we go.
All right, cool.
I can move my
microphone.
microphone.
Microphone, get a little bit there. Okay. There
we go.
I'd say you're a little cooler now. All right, I think we're good. We can move on. You're cooler now. Yep. Looks better. We're good now. You can move on.
Awesome.
I think we're both.
Do we want to give a serious answer to that?
No, we're both pretty cool.
Just
like psychology.
Finn just shattered psychology.
It's boring. Just did you hear it? There it goes. I mean,
if it's like breaking glass, then breaking psychology would be interesting.
Yeah, I don't really know. I have no other thing to say other than that. I'm pretty cool.
I feel like I'd say I have my moments where I am cool, and I have my moments where I am the least cool person in the universe. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, I think I would never define myself as cool. Some people might think I'm cool.
Cool isn't something you can say about yourself.
Cool isn't something you can say about yourself, and it's also just not something you feel. Like, I would say I feel happy a lot of the time, or I feel awesome. Like, that was awesome. That was such a cool thing I did. But like, I don't feel cool. Like, I don't feel like I'm giving off an aura of like I'm cool. But, like, I do something that's cool, or I can feel. Exactly. I can feel cool.
I feel like the only thing I feel is like I do something like I feel like what I just did was so cool.
Yeah. But it's like I never really think about the aura I give off to other people. It's like other people can only talk about that. I guess I don't know. It's weird. I can't think about that.
Yeah.
But I really don't know. So anyway, that's that. I think. Do you think you're cool? There you go. When you don't know the answer to the question, you just ask them.
Realized that we talked about being cool the whole time without mentioning the fact that we could be cold.
Do you think you're cool? No, I'm really hot.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's hot. That was the question the whole time. We started talking about all this. Oh my gosh, we're such idiots sometimes. Definitely not cool.
Definitely not
all right,
cool.
Next question is from Quabbler. And they say, if buttered toast always lands butter side down, what happens if you put butter on both sides of the toast?
Well, you see, if you butter both sides and then you happen to drop it off the counter, what happens is a singularity where the piece of bread splits and both sides hit the ground. So you want to avoid that. That's why you don't butter both sides of your bread, because that's just monster. You don't
because
do
there's
that.
a chance that when it splits in half, it'll actually split a molecule and make a nuclear explosion, which is it
can be very bad.
Yeah.
It's just a monstrous thing to do, and don't even toy around with that, Mr. What was his name?
Well, his name was Quabbler. But
don't even toy around with that. Don't play with fire. Okay?
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
But
don't butter both sides.
I have another theory though.
Oh,
maybe it just falls butter side down. Because butter toast always lands butter side down.
Oh,
and if you butter both sides, it lands butter side down, obviously.
Oh, it's just obviously.
Yeah, of course.
So maybe the question should be, if you don't butter either side.
Yes, then there's no butter side for it to land on.
Sorry, I was confused.
Okay.
Sorry, buttering both sides is totally fine. Although it may not be the best for your health. What you should never do is not butter either side.
Always butter your toast.
It doesn't know which side to fall on, and you have the universe explodes.
It can't land butter side down.
Thank goodness that humans have not done that.
Yeah,
because otherwise, oh my goodness, can you imagine?
Yeah,
apocalypse now.
Yeah, that would be terrible. The next question is, what is your favorite mob in Minecraft? Okay, the next question is, what is your favorite mob in Minecraft? And I'm sorry, PvP fan, but that's the question that everyone asks. Everyone is let's ask a Minecraft question for a question. It's
I had to include it because I feel like we just haven't answered it.
Have we not?
We have not.
Have we not answered that question? That's the age-old question.
I think so.
That's the most cheesy question of all time. Are we even YouTubers if we haven't answered that question?
I know. That's why I was scared.
Thank goodness we have the question. Just to make sure. Yeah, that's a good point. I haven't answered. I don't even know what my favorite mob is.
I think the wolf is my favorite mob.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Wolf's pretty cool.
It's just
I don't really like many mobs actually.
Yeah, they're not really great.
I don't like
no mobs are really helpful or Minecraft.
The Ender Dragon is pretty sick.
The Ender Dragon is pretty awesome. But as far as dragons go,
it's not really a cool dragon. It's kind of boring.
To be honest,
all the mobs are kind of boring.
The best thing about Minecraft is the creativity.
Yeah.
Not really.
And the mobs aren't really that creative either.
Zombies, skeletons.
Skeletons, yes.
It's cool. It's good enough, but nothing amazing.
Yeah, they kind of just fit the game. It's kind of I don't really have a favorite because I don't really like them that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say.
I would say it's I forget what director says this, but I watched a YouTube video where someone said that a director said that a good movie is 3 amazing scenes and no bad ones.
Yeah.
I feel like that goes for the same game where it's Minecraft
is one amazing
creative aspect.
Yeah.
And nothing
bad about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the mobs are not what Minecraft is about. So
I don't really care. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Sorry, PvP fan. Turns out we actually don't care about your question after all that.
Sorry, mate.
The next question is this guy had a question last time. Slimy Effects. I remember this guy.
Oh.
Slimy Effects. Remember we made fun of his name? We're Slimy's a negative thing. Slimy Effects. Well, he's back. He's back for more. He's back for more roasting.
That slime.
Slime.
He sticks around.
He sticks around. Slithering his way back into the question mark. All right. His question is, are you excited for Rogue One?
Yes.
Obviously.
He stole my stoked thing for the end.
Everyone who says things about Rogue One nowadays on YouTube talks about the fact that they are going back for reshoots of Rogue One, and they say it in this huge negative light. They're like, what? That means they didn't like the movie, and the movie wasn't good, so they had to go back for reshoots. But people don't, and everyone talks about that, oh man, I'm scared. Disney made them go back for reshoots. This is gonna be bad, whatever. But people don't realize that they do that for every movie. Right. Every movie they have their final cut, and then they figure out what they need more of, what they need less of, and they go back and they reshoot. And there's always there's Team B who goes back and shoots things. And that happens all the time. And maybe it was a little bit. Maybe they need a few more than usual for Rogue One.
Or maybe they're just blowing it out a lot.
I think the media just went crazy with it because they thought that it was gonna be a terrible movie and they need to fix it. And that's
when does the media not go crazy over something?
Yeah. So I'm so excited for it, even with that horrendous news that Rogue One is going back for reshoots.
I'm excited to see it. No matter even if it's awful, I'm still gonna be excited to see it.
Exactly. Same. So yeah, I'd say we're both excited. Of course, we're excited. It's a Star Wars movie. How couldn't you be? I mean, I guess you couldn't be, but
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah. Next question.
We're not into Star Wars.
If you're not into Star Wars, then you are not into life. and you should probably just find a hobby. Next question is from DreamWisp, and they ask, "What are your guys' origins?" EX. He says EX. I guess example. I've never seen it used like that. So it's EG.
Oh.
You know, like example, not example. You know, like
I guess so.
EX.
Yeah.
It's always EG. Anyway, he says EX, German, Scottish, Irish, Native American, etc. I'm really curious. So we've said this he's really curious.
Wow. Yeah. Really.
We've actually said this multiple times in different videos and different things, and I've talked about it a lot. So he must not be a true fan. So shame on him for not knowing that. Just kidding. I mean, we've said it like a couple times, but it's whatever.
So you knew, folks.
Yeah.
Who we are is 3/4 Dutch.
Oh well, I was gonna do a drum roll. You just said it. Well, okay. We're 3/4 Dutch. Ready?
Who we really are is 3/4 Dutch and 1/4 Newfie.
Wait, really?
Which
I didn't know that.
Newfie is...
We're actually 1/4 Newfie? Oh, yeah, because mom's side and then...
Yeah, Nana.
Dang it.
So if you don't know what Newfie is, there's this little island that juts off of Canada.
Called Newfoundland.
And
we learned on that episode of Sky vs. Finn that you could call them a blue nose.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, we learned that. I didn't know that. You can call people from Newfoundland a blue nose.
Anyway.
So we're 1/4 blue nose.
Our mom's mom is from there. And I don't really know where they came from.
Why are we focusing so much on the fact that we're 1/4 blue nose when really we're Dutch? I just say we're Dutch. Like we're mostly Dutch. We're 3/4 Dutch. Yeah, mostly Dutch. Because my dad's parents immigrated from Holland. Anyway, we're mostly Dutch. So if you're wondering where we're from, mostly Dutch, but slightly Newfoundlandish as well. But we're Canadian ultimately. Because that's where we were born, is in Canada.
Or are we the ultimate Canadians?
Let's go with that.
Boom.
And one more question.
So.
One last question from Kirionsa.
Ooh, awesome. I like how you said that.
This question is from
even though it might be completely inaccurate.
It could be, yeah. It could be just Kirionsa. Okay. Their question is, would you rather be able to talk to animals, communicate back and forth in English with them, or be able to speak all languages but no talking to animals?
Oh, so basically what this question boils down to is, do you prefer humans or animals?
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that's obvious. But, no, that's not
obvious?
That's not what the question boils down to. Do you prefer humans or animals? No. It's would you rather speak to animals or speak all languages?
I guess so.
You can still prefer humans, but speak to animals. Right?
True.
Because, like, it just says...
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Because it just says, would you rather talk to animals or speak all languages? Because you could eventually learn a lot of languages, or even just have one language, but still be able to talk to people.
So then I feel like speaking to animals...
I feel like animals is the way to go. Like,
would be the way to go, because no learning required.
It doesn't... Yeah, no
you
learning
could be so unique that way.
Yeah. And you could still learn different languages if you wanted to.
Right.
Because you couldn't just... It's like you can't instantly speak all languages, but you could learn them. And... I would say most people don't use secondary languages. I'd say, like, if you were to give a percentage thing, most people, and maybe most people know a secondary language, but most people don't use secondary language as much. Like, it's like, like that. It's just obvious, right? Like, most people mostly use.
I think that would be accurate to say most people in like North America, because it depends on what your second language is. Like, because if your first language is English is becoming like a more...
But what I mean though is that it's true, it is becoming more popular because it's like of the internet and stuff like that.
So basically, if we as English people lived somewhere where like say Mandarin was the main language, then we would use our second language like even more. Than
if you take it, but that's more rare than people who are born in China speaking Mandarin. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I guess so.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I think mostly I would say, but I don't know. There's no statistic. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's what I would think. But it could be wrong.
I feel like it could be really fun to just not be able to communicate with people and try and figure it out.
But like, it's not that you don't get to speak English, guy. Do you
know what? No, I would not want to speak to it. I just realized that speaking to animals would ruin it. All of like the ideas of like, oh, my dog loves me would vanish, because it would be like, dog would be thinking like, food? Give me food?
Yeah.
But
if it was like it was in the movies, then I would do it. If it was like Bambi style,
but
like
this is real life.
But if it was Bambi style,
this is real life.
But if it wasn't, then I'll go for it.
Right. But if it is, then I would not.
But it's not real life because we're being able to speak to animals, so it's like a fantasy world. That's what I'll say.
But aren't we supposed to like bring in like the real life rules into every other aspect except for the question?
Is that a rule? Is that a rule? I thought we only.
I feel like that's.
I thought we only had one rule in this podcast. Where are all these rules coming from all of a sudden? I don't like it.
No. I just feel like that's just how you answer these questions. That's just my opinion, though. That's not a rule.
I don't like all these rules. I don't like all these rules.
Okay, I think Finn wants us to stop the podcast now, so we should probably get into
what you're
stoked for. Hey, Finn, what are you stoked for?
I'm mad now because of all these rules.
Hey, Finn, what are you stoked for?
I'm really excited for a lot of things. Mostly, I'm really excited for the thing that's already happened. I'm not going to talk about because the one rule. There's too many rules. There's too many rules in this podcast. They can't talk about anything. There's too many rules.
Oops.
There's too many rules.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Oh, that's a bummer, man.
What are you excited for?
I'm
excited. I'm excited for there not being any more rules in this podcast.
I am excited to be alone for an entire week working.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you broke the rule too. Okay, now all the rules are off the table because you just broke the rule too.
Did I?
Yeah,
I guess
this is going up after.
No. It's just.
Yeah, but you're excited to be alone, but you're not going to be alone for an entire week.
I'm excited that I was alone for an entire week.
But that doesn't work. We have to be excited for things in the future. You goofball.
Shoot.
You're a goofball.
Dang, I didn't think through that rule.
You didn't think through the rule. You're not okay. Well, I'm gonna say something I'm excited for. That's way in the future. Just to be clear from any issues of pre-recording.
Oh, do you know what? That wasn't even it.
Well, I'm gonna start off because I am excited for the fact that they are actually supposedly, apparently making an Artemis Fowl movie. Like you hear things about it every once in a while, every once in the blue, and I heard something about it again recently about this is happening with the Artemis Fowl movie.
Did you say it every once in a while in a blue moon?
Did I say that?
I think you just did. And our mom was just telling us about how if you want something to be really rare, you say once in a raspberry moon.
Because the raspberry moon only one just happened like last
on
week.
The solstice.
Last week.
Yeah, last week.
Figure this out.
Yeah, exactly.
If it happened now, it happened last week. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, raspberry moon only happens like once. Like what was the last one happened? Like 1970 something. She said. I forget.
Yeah, I forget.
Luckily, we have a computer right here, and I can Google it while you keep talking.
Oh my goodness.
Amazing.
Anyway.
Moon.
What I'm excited for is just any of Brian Sanderson's books to come out because I've run out of Audible.
Wait, who's Brian Sanderson?
What? The person who wrote Mistborn.
Oh. I still haven't finished listening to Mistborn. I'm sorry.
So, oh man, dude.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Oh, wait, Strawberry Moon.
Did I? Oh, shoot. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry.
I wasn't really listening when you were talking to me.
We weren't actually focusing. 1967 was the last Strawberry Moon. Don't say raspberry. If they stop the podcast right there and start feeding people with information,
sorry,
it's not a raspberry.
Alert! Important breaking news. It is not a raspberry moon.
It's not a raspberry moon.
It is a strawberry moon.
Not to be confused with any other red fruit like a cherry. What?
Do you prefer raspberry or strawberry jam?
Absolutely raspberry jam. Strawberry jam is weird.
Me too.
There's chunks in it. It's just weird flavor.
I think that's why I removed strawberry and put in raspberry because when it comes to jam,
actually,
I removed strawberry and
although raspberry is really the best for jam versus like just eating strawberries is better than eating raspberries in my opinion. Like I love strawberries.
Strawberries are good for dipping in like chocolate. Yeah,
hazelnut chocolate. I'm excited for hazelnut chocolate. we got a whole jar of it right out the door.
I'm super excited. I'm
stoked for that.
You know what I'm super excited for? Is just walking out that door
and getting hazelnut chocolate
and getting a chocolate bar.
Yep. All right. Well, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this podcast. Going back to my show notes to make sure we didn't miss anything. Nope.
Let us know in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube what you're excited for.
And well, not really what you're excited for, more so questions because if we don't get questions,
more importantly, questions.
If we don't get questions, this podcast is just gonna
crumble,
boom,
just like a piece of bread with no butter.
Yep. So questions, but also what you're excited for because
you guys have
cool opinions sometimes.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to know. But yeah, with that. Hope you guys are watching this episode of Questionmark. Be sure to tune in.
Or listening to.
That's true. They could have listened to it as well. Wow, I'm so used to saying watch. Thanks for listening. And be sure to tune in next week, Sundays at noon.
Peace out. See you later.
I'm going to get some hazelnut chocolate.